Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Crypto Wealth. We're going to be talking about the Bitboy Crypto Lawsuit with Atozy. YouTuber sues YouTuber for defamation and emotional distress. So I'm going to give you my thoughts about this. And by the way, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly. Many of you know, if you watch my channel, when I talk about projects, I oftentimes talk about the pros and the cons. And I do my best to give an unbiased viewpoint. Now, of course, I'm human and I'm incredibly biased as it is, but I try to talk about both sides of the story, the good, the bad, and of course, everything in the middle. And I'm going to do that with you on this Bitboy Crypto Lawsuit story today. I've got a lot to say about this, so let's go through this step by step. Bitboy Crypto says he now suffers from depression after Atozy called him a dirtbag who promoted scams. Okay, really? Bitboy Crypto has over 1 million subscribers. Are you really suffering depression because someone insulted you in a YouTube video? Get real. I mean, that feels really soft. Like, that's super thin skin. That's like beta male. Like, I don't get it. But he recently admitted to promoting failed coins. Okay, see, this is one of the bait and switch that we see in the news stories. First of all, promoting a scam and promoting a failed coin is not the same thing. If a business fails, that does not mean the business was a scam. But if he recently admitted to promoting scams, that would be the same thing. But they put this button here as if he said suddenly this was an admission of promoting scams. That's not the same thing. And this is so frustrating in the cryptocurrency space. People are like, "Oh, look, that project failed." Yeah, so what? The business failed. It was a new project. Over 90+% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. Something like 50% of businesses fail inside of a year. So a lot of cryptocurrency projects aren't even full-fledged businesses yet. It's risky. Okay, let's keep going. But you'll see stuff like this in news stories all the time. I'm not saying that there's not a reason to be upset with Bitboy Crypto. We'll get to that. One of the biggest crypto commentators on YouTube has filed a lawsuit against a fellow YouTuber for defamation damages for damaging statements, seeking to recover damages. So Ben Armstrong, who brands himself as Bitboy Crypto, says that Atozy posted a video on YouTube entitled "This YouTuber Scams His Fans, Bitboy Crypto" in November 2021. By the way, this is that video. I'll link it above so you can watch it. We'll look at a couple of excerpts today in this video. I'll put it down in the description as well. Go look in the description if you want to watch the full video. It's worth watching. It's 11 minutes long. The lawsuit claims a laundry list of offenses in that video, including defamation, infliction of emotional distress, torturous interference with business relations or potential business relations, violation of the Uniform Deceptive Practices Act, and a violation of the Fair Business Practices Act. The filing says Ms. Chong Atozy repeatedly called Armstrong a dirtbag, saying that he's a shady dirtbag and a dirtbag YouTuber. Look, he did. I think he used the word dirtbag like 20 times in the video. So what? I mean, he criticized him. By the way, I don't necessarily think all the criticism that Atozy says in his first video is necessarily fair. I mean, he makes a lot of claims, but he never actually proved those claims. We'll get to that in a moment. But Bitboy Crypto is really suing over this. I mean, it just blows my mind. Bitboy Crypto has 1.4 million subscribers, has netted 212 million views since launching his channel in February 2017. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, that is incredible growth. Atozy has 1.23 million subscribers with 223 million views since March of 2012. So Atozy and Bitboy Crypto did not respond, and no kidding. However, Bitboy Crypto's lawsuit provides an extensive recounting of Atozy's comments about him. In case you didn't know what an absolute sleazy dirtbag of a YouTuber is, here's Bitboy Crypto, a prime example of that. Bitboy Crypto's lawsuit claims Atozy directly attacks his livelihood by saying that he is someone you should not be looking up to for any financial advice whatsoever and cannot be trusted with financial advice because you don't know whether he's trying to enrich you or himself. Here's what's crazy about this. So the counter argument is that the lawsuit, Bitboy Crypto's lawsuit, says that his business model relies on his reputation and his status as an influencer, a well-known personality whose influences others' decisions, such as to buy or sell cryptocurrency as investments. The complaint reads, introducing as fact that he is an industry-leading source of reliable commentary with respect to cryptocurrency. This is absolutely absurd. Basically, hey, I'm an expert. I give advice on buying and selling cryptocurrency investments, and here you are basically attacking my credibility as an influencer, as a quote unquote expert. Influencers aren't necessarily experts, but as an expert. Yet, Bitboy Crypto on his own channel has this huge disclaimer. Please be advised that I'm not a professional advisor or in business areas involving finance, cryptocurrency taxation, securities, commodities trading, or the practice of law. Nothing written or discussed is intended to be construed or relied upon as investment, financial, legal, regulatory, accounting, tax, or similar advice. Nor should it be. By the way, there's nothing wrong with this disclaimer. Let me talk about disclaimers for a moment. I think Bitboy Crypto needs to pick a side of the fence. He needs to either give the disclaimer and he's not an expert, or he is an expert. The problem is he looks like he tries to have it both ways on his channel. Right here, take a listen to this.
Bitboy, you always say do your own research and don't trust anybody in crypto.
Fair enough, voices in my head. Fair enough. But let this be an exception, but of course, do your own research on.
Don't take financial advice from anyone in crypto. Fair enough. But let this be an exception. But of course, do your own research. Okay, so are you now giving financial advice or now not? Like that, ridiculous. Like I don't think we can do that. Like I think we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard as cryptocurrency influencers. Now, with that being said, just for the record, I don't necessarily believe that we should have to say not financial advice. I don't understand how we can live in a world that is so incredibly weak that we have to acknowledge that it's not financial advice. And there are some people who would say, well, you should not talk about cryptocurrency projects at all, whether you're paid or you're not paid. Now, I take issue with this because if you tell someone they can't ever talk about a cryptocurrency project, and people will say shilling, you can't ever shill a project. Okay, first of all, how do we define shilling? Is shilling educating about a product? Is shilling telling people about a product or project? Is shilling a paid endorsement for a product or project? Either way, there's consequences. If we want to say no one can talk about cryptocurrency projects, okay, then how do people find out about these projects? And if you say, well, you can't accept payment for a cryptocurrency project, well, how is an obscure project with some young developers who really want to do something extraordinary, how in the world can they create awareness about their project if they can't advertise their project? Now, for me personally, I answer this question by simply, I personally always disclose if I'm getting paid to cover a project. On my channel, everyone who ever pays me to cover a project, I always tell them up front, I'm going to disclose that. I always disclose on my channel whether it's sponsored content. I mark the little check mark on YouTube so you get the little flag, that comes up. This is paid promotion. Always, 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 I disclose that. Now, I don't have a problem accepting payment to talk about a project, and I don't think anyone should necessarily have a problem accepting payment to talk about a project personally. Again, how else do these projects get their information out there? Now, if a project ends up being bad, if the business doesn't succeed, that happens. But the thing that Bitboy Crypto does is he discloses, but he kind of doesn't disclose. And then he files his lawsuit and he's like, I'm an expert and you're messing up my business. You're not an expert. Your own disclaimer says you're not an expert. You cannot have it both ways. That's frustrating to even see, to read, because I think that alone is oddly shady. All right, let's keep going. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, by the way. One of the key claims that Atozy makes is that Armstrong was paid to pitch cryptocurrency scams to suckers, and that the practice would eventually draw the attention of the Securities Exchange Commission because influencers cannot resist the urge to take that quick buck and just milk their audiences for some extra money. I wonder if Atozy feels the same way about his channel being monetized, because all that does is put ads on his channel. Those ads are put there because people are obviously clicking on those ads, buying products. If they weren't, the advertisers wouldn't be advertising on Google AdWords through his channel. This is the part that I have a problem with. In Atozy's video, he does show that Bitboy Crypto pitches projects that go to zero. DistX is one. Let's see. There's Pamp Token, which is what that whole video is about. As you can see, it goes to absolutely nothing. DistX goes to absolutely nothing. In this video, Atozy claims that Bitboy Crypto is actually dumping tokens on his own followers. If that is the case, if that is proven, that is ridiculous. Like, that is absurd. But he never provides any actual proof in his video. He just says it's probably happening. And the concern that I have when someone does that is I'm like, okay, so are you projecting? Like, are you the unethical one somewhere in there and you're projecting onto someone else because you never actually provided proof that he was actually dumping on his own followers. Because it's one thing to take payment for a project. It's another, I mean, listen, I've taken payment for a project, but I don't necessarily buy into that project. I've had projects offer me $3,000, $5,000 worth of their tokens. I won't accept their tokens because I don't necessarily want to buy the project. I don't mind talking about the project, but I won't buy the project. And I've had projects say, hey, if you don't want our tokens, then, we don't want you to cover our project. Awesome. That's great. Let's move along. Let's part ways. Wish you all the best. I say every time someone reaches out to me to cover their project and they want to pay for some sort of promotion, I always say, look, these are my rates. Here's, my requirements. By the way, at the bottom, I always put PS. If we don't work together, I wish you the best. It's good to see people innovating in the cryptocurrency space. And I genuinely mean that. So if we can't come to an agreement, so be it. But at some point, as influencers, I think it's important, if nothing else, just to be a good human, that we have some sort of standards for ourselves. Atozy, in his video, in this video here getting sued, Bitboy looks ridiculous. And listen, it's a frivolous lawsuit. That's my opinion. But if you watch this video here, Atozy's very animated. He's very upset with Bitboy Crypto. And you just have to ask yourself, why? He never truly provides any evidence of what he's claiming. All right, let's keep going. While Armstrong's lawsuit says the allegation is without any factual support, a CNBC story last week reported that Armstrong made over $100,000 a month for promoting cryptocurrencies, including $30,000 alone for the failed DistX cryptocurrency. That is a practice he says he now regrets because it led to some painful losses for his own viewers. Armstrong also promoted other fly-by-night projects like Ethereum Yield, Ethereum, MYX Network. When those projects failed, he deleted the videos from his channel. Okay, first of all, here's the challenge I have. Does Bitboy Crypto know that a project was a scam? Did he know that it was a rug pull before he promoted it? If he did, that's an issue. If he didn't, which most likely he didn't, unless he somehow personally knew the developer, if he didn't, then he got paid to provide a service. There's already clear case law on this. Like the FTC particularly has clear guidelines, regulations on this. He's going to be fine. Armstrong's lawsuit says the allegation is without any factual support. But then Decrypt, whoever this writer is, I see such poor journalism sometimes in the cryptocurrency space. They try to say that he contradicts himself because he admits to getting paid to cover a project. That's irrelevant to what Atozy's claiming in the video. But the article never actually says that Atozy's claiming that. But Atozy literally says that he's dumping on his own audience. Armstrong's emotional state is fragile, according to his lawsuit. This is so weird to read. It's like, really? Armstrong's emotional state is fragile, according to his lawsuit, and he now suffers from a severe anxiety that he'll be perceived as a felon, a fraud, and untrustworthy in business or in general. The suit goes on to say that Armstrong now has recurring bouts of depression about whether the defendant's defamatory statements will harm Armstrong financially and socially, and whether he'll be able to recover his good reputation and business as a result. Ultimately, Armstrong's lawsuit accuses Atozy, this video, of being a hit job, an attack piece, and not some investigative report. The lawsuit reads it wholly lacks supporting facts, and investigating reporters don't say, I hate sleazebags like this because they ruin it for everyone. For his part, Atozy, in his Twitter bio, described his YouTube channel as a place to talk about people doing dumb stuff on the internet. Okay. That's great. They're right, by the way. The lawsuit, okay, let's go through this for a minute. The lawsuit is frivolous. Bitboy Crypto doesn't help himself out. Unfortunately, when you put up a lot of content, there can be some content that's going to be cherry picked, but Bitboy Crypto has been known for doing some things that are shady. So let's not pretend like, he's a saint, because he's not. He absolutely is not. I just find that, and by that, let me just provide some proof. I want to straight from Atozy's video. This is the one thing that he does in fact prove right here at this point. 9 minutes, 40 seconds in. He proves that Bitboy Crypto has in fact stolen other people's content. Take a look.
But there's more. He also just straight up steals from other content creators. Here you can see that I guess Bitboy is paying for this guy's crypto calls, and he's stolen the chart that the Twitter user Smart Contractor had behind a paywall, posted it on his own YouTube channel like he made the chart. Again, dirtbag YouTuber. But this isn't the only case. Here's a video of him stealing from the independent journalist Vince Ferraiolo. I probably butchered your name. I'm sorry about that.
It's actually just blatantly plagiarism, and I'm gonna show.
Tezos, like a
Okay, just to clarify what you're seeing right here, this is Bitboy Crypto talking on one of his videos about Tezos, and in this particular video, Bitboy is obviously reading a script, which is what a lot of YouTubers do. But with this guy here, the journalist who wrote a news article about Tezos, he's going to show you from his article how Bitboy Crypto is literally taking whole pieces. His script is literally ripped from the article that this guy wrote. So take a look.
Ethereum is also a smart contract platform with the exception of proof of stake built in mind. Tezos is a blockchain that has never operated on the proof of work protocol. As a result, the proof of stake environment that Tezos has built is far more robust than the current state of creating new Ethereum via proof of work. The other big thing to mention here is Tezos' applications, teams, and projects are traditionally centered around security and audit of smart contracts. The proof of stake elements of Tezos are no exception. Staking your Tezos is extremely easy to do and can be done both from a personal wallet or from an exchange such as Coinbase or Kraken.
All right, so I'm not going to go anymore here.
So here's the thing. Bitboy Crypto, has he, always done ethically the right things? In my opinion, no. Is he pumping projects on purpose to dump on his fans? No. Is he accepting paid sponsorships? Yes. And if we have a problem with that, we're going to have a problem with a whole bunch of commercial interests that exist all over the world. Like, all of a sudden, you can't have commercial content anywhere anymore. Now, Bitboy Crypto, in my opinion, he shouldn't file this lawsuit. $75,000 for what? I feel like it's a frivolous lawsuit, and it's an attack on Atozy. I think it goes against free speech, which I believe Bitboy Crypto should be for as someone who's in cryptocurrency. I believe that you should be for free speech. You should be for financial freedom, financial independence. Who cares what Atozy said? Atozy said he didn't present anything as facts. He only had 100,000 views, 191,000 now, probably had less than 100,000 before this lawsuit. I don't think this has served Bitboy Crypto well at all. I think this is enormous professional misstep, and Atozy has said that he will fight this lawsuit. He's already started a GoFundMe page. He's raised over $53,000 on the GoFundMe page already, and several cryptocurrency people on Twitter have said that they would donate $50,000. Another person said they would donate $100,000 just because it feels like a frivolous lawsuit. I mean, if you were paid $30,000 per promotional video, but you're only suing for $75,000, claiming some sort of tremendous damages, I personally don't get it. Emotional distress. Listen, you cannot be a YouTuber of any size and be emotionally weak, thin-skinned. I have watched many YouTubers fold up shop before they even made it to 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000 subscribers because of someone's negative comments. The idea that someone makes a negative video about you. I had a good friend of mine in the crypto space years ago do a whole negative video on me. Call me a scammer, everything else. I didn't even respond. It was so ridiculous. Like, move along. That's how I would have felt about Atozy if I was Bitboy Crypto. Like, he claimed something that, to our knowledge, Bitboy Crypto, we've never been able to prove it. And Atozy actually says, I can't prove, I don't know his wallet address, so I can't prove he's done it. So he commentates on this entire video, and he can't provide any proof on what he's saying. Bitboy Crypto somehow uses the video to file a $75,000. The lawsuit's ridiculous. And listen, Bitboy Crypto, he tries to have it both ways.
Bitboy, you always say do your own research and don't trust anybody in crypto.
Fair enough, voices in my head. Fair enough. But let this be an exception. But of course, do your own research on
That's ridiculous. Let this be an exception. That's ridiculous. Listen, here's my opinion. I think as influencers, we absolutely need to disclose when we've been paid. I believe if we're not financial advisors, we should say we're not financial advisors and be done with it. Most of the people paying you are just paying you for awareness. Whether they pay you $10,000, $30,000, or a couple $100 if you're a small YouTuber. They're just paying because they want their messages out there. They want your audience to hear their message. That's it. That's fine. Don't then go call yourself some sort of expert in a lawsuit when your disclaimer on your own channel says that you're not. How in the world do you think you're actually going to win? I don't think it's about winning. I think it's just about trying to shut up somebody, to stifle somebody, to not want someone's commentary. Or maybe Bitboy Crypto is playing chess. Maybe he knew this was going to blow up. Just maybe. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I think he's made a misstep. I think the lawsuit's frivolous. I think Atozy provided no real proof. He doesn't like him promoting projects, getting paid to promote projects. So what? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think Bitboy Crypto should be suing Atozy? Do you think Bitboy Crypto should be sued by Atozy? Because I'm wondering if Atozy should not file a countersuit. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Decentralized cryptocurrency equals freedom. This is Crypto Wealth. I'm out.